Here are the top headlines from the startup world. Alchemy, a cross-border specialty chemical distribution platform, backs $5.6 million in a Series A round led by Prime Venture Partners and InfoEdge Ventures. The funds will be used by the startup to establish a team in the US and invest in advanced supply chain visibility solutions. Beyond Appliances, a smart kitchen appliance brand, secures $2 million in a seed round led by Fireside Venture Investment Fund 3. The round also saw participation from Dharna Capital and Angels. The fresh capital will accelerate Beyond Appliances technology development and manufacturing capabilities. Zomato becomes the first new age tech stock to replace JSW Steel in the BSE Sensex as part of the index reconstitution. This will come into effect from the 23rd of December. Additionally, Zomato announced that its shareholders have approved raising up to 8,500 crore rupees through a qualified institutional placement. Swiggy acquires Team Mumbai in the World Pickleball League. The inaugural season of the WPBL is set to take place from January 24th to February 2nd, 2025. Swiggy's Mumbai team is the second team announced by WPBL after the Chennai franchise owned by actor Samantha Ruth Prabhu. Paytm launches UPI Lite Auto Top-Up feature to simplify daily microtransactions. The new functionality ensures automatic balance recharge when it drops below a preset limit. The feature is currently available for UPI handles on Yes Bank and Axis Bank. India sees a sharp 85% spike in fraud cases carried out on UPI platforms in the last financial year. The Finance Ministry tells the Parliament FY24 saw over 13 lakh fraud cases involving more than 1,000 crore rupees. UPI transactions also surged 57% last year. And Amazon India is fast-tracking the launch of its quick commerce service called Tez. Plans to roll it out by late December or early 2025. Tez will mark Amazon's global debut in the quick commerce space, making it the only large e-commerce platform yet to venture into this booming segment. Those are the headlines that we're tracking for you today on Startup Street. Now, enterprise e-commerce unicorn Moglix has announced a strategic acquisition of Uttarakhand-based Khatema Fibres, which is a sustainable paper manufacturer with a capacity of 50,000 metric tons per annum. The acquisition strengthened Moglix's presence in industrial procurement and sustainable packaging, expanding its product portfolio and manufacturing capabilities. The company says this acquisition complements its recent launch of next-day delivery in over 12 cities, which is soon it plans to expand to 40. With that, let me invite Rahul Garg, founder and CEO of Moglix, on the show for more. Rahul, pleasure to have you back here on Startup Street. Let's start by, answering how this acquisition of Khatema Fibres aligns with your broader strategy and the financial contours of this deal.
No, so thank you for having us, Ritu and CNBC. I mean, as you know, Moglix has always envisioned itself to become a de facto platform for manufacturing companies, e-commerce companies to buy products. Packaging has been a key vertical for us. It's one of the top 10 verticals for us, where we know that the world is looking at how we can move towards a circular economy, how we can have more sustainable packaging for whether it is e-commerce operations or manufacturing companies using it. So Khatema Fibres is a very unique company. We have been working on it for the last 18 months. This is a company which specializes in making craft paper, which is specialized with 50,000 metric tons of capacity every year. And we believe with this kind of a manufacturing capabilities where you can bring in the recycled paper from across India and across the world and recycle it to create paper bags, create craft papers, which can go into many of these companies, would be a great start for us to backward integrate in packaging vertical.
Well, Rahul, what are the financial or operational contributions that you expect from Khatema Fibres to bring to your revenue growth and margins, if you would, in the near term?
So this is a deal where we acquired using the NCLT route. It's a close to 80 crore worth of asset that we have acquired. But this is a campus which is spread across 25 acres in Uttarakhand, probably the top 3 specialty paper manufacturing plant in the country. We believe in the coming times, this can contribute almost 300 to 400 crore of manufacturing capacity in the packaging space for us. But it's just the beginning, because we believe what we have established as a packaging platform we have a possibility to build one of the largest packaging platform in the country. And this is going to be one of those anchor investments, but there might be more to come in the future.
All right. Take us through what, these 5 new manufacturing categories that you plan to enter as part of your business growth plans. What are those and how you plan to achieve faster deliveries under this next day delivery initiative, which, Rahul, you want to take to 40 cities?
Yeah. So let me talk firstly about, I think quick commerce is a buzzword of the year in 2024. I think we have seen a lot of those changes in consumer behavior. And we have always believed that business to business remains a bit of a lag factor from where the consumer expectation is, because every business user is also a consumer in his own right and in his own daily homes and interactions with the online technology platforms, right? So I have therefore taken a leap forward that we will, as Moglix, become the leader in championing this cause and transition of B2B companies to buy quicker, faster. We do know that there is a speed at which they want to buy without compromising the cost economics. Unlike consumer who is open to price variations, price escalations with quick commerce because the logistic cost is higher, B2B customers are very, very sensitive on price. So therefore, the next day delivery attempt that we started 6 months back, and it's becoming one of the fantastic ventures for us in 12 cities already. We will double down on it as we enter 2025 and continue to drive this quick commerce within the B2B customers.
Rahul, interesting that we're talking about quick commerce. Yeah, go on, about your next day delivery initiative. Go on.
Next day delivery I spoke about, but I think outside of packaging, which is a key vertical, we continue to look at Moglix deals in 150 category of custom categories. We believe there are many categories where the supply side is not well established, and we continue to invest into and where appropriate acquire companies so that we can streamline the supply chain as well as supply for those category of products.
Sure. Rahul, since we're talking about quick commerce, I don't know if you've seen reports that Amazon is looking to launch its own quick commerce service, which will be called Tez. What will that mean for players like you, a large player with deep pockets, with a wide presence, entering this space as well, which is highly competitive to begin with?
Yeah, I think quick commerce has opened basically a lot of changes in the grocery buying for people to begin with. And I believe that will continue to happen. So I think Amazon is late to the party is what I would say in that sense, because they're a large e-commerce company, but have almost left kind of a vacant spot for other companies in e-commerce to take part. I think B2B, Amazon has tried it multiple times. B2B behavior in India is very, very different. There are very different credit profiles. There are very different expectations on what kind of partner that companies need to establish the trust and making sure their factories run in a smoother manner. And I think there, as Moglix, we continue to invest heavily in our capabilities. And it was tested time and again during COVID times. I think it was not Amazon at rescue, but it was Moglix and many other startups like us who were enabling supply chain when no international player could actually do the focus or effort towards solving those challenges in India.
Well, we're going to have to leave it at that, Rahul. That's all the time we had. But thank you very much for joining us here on Startup Street. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Well, moving on to what's hot today. In the digital era where content is king, language barriers often confines its reach to a monolinguistic audience. Now enter Camb.ai, which is a Dubai-based startup, which is changing the game for content creators and media producers worldwide by offering to dub their videos into more than 140 languages, all the while preserving the original voice's authenticity through AI voice cloning. CNBC-TV18's Aishwarya Anand caught up with its CEO Avnish Prakash at GitX Global to understand how the startup is transforming this video content landscape. Take a look. What were the gaps in the market that you identified and you felt the need to plug?
The internet was created for the English speakers. And less than 20% people speak English language, and while more than 80% of the content in the world, digital content, is in English language. That's a huge dichotomy, which impacts about $1 trillion industry, content industry. And we decided to break that dichotomy, actually. And that's what we simply did. So today, content creators, content owners, using our AI dubbing platform, can translate the content from any language to over 140 languages. So whether it's a movie, whether it's a drama, whether it's a live game, whether it's a VOD content, live stream game, we do all of it. We worked with Major League Soccer to actually take their original commentary feed in English, and we gave out the feed in 4 languages, all real time. It had never been achieved in the history of mankind.
Okay.
And what if I told you that this interview, you could actually speak any language, I would speak in any language, and both of us will hear the language of our choice. So what we are giving is not just a choice of language translation to content creators, but a choice of language to the recipients of the content.
From what I can understand, it's 140 languages that you're targeting right now, right? And I mean, how do you feed the data?
Some of the languages that you're working on, you'll be surprised to know how many people really speak that language. We are working with one of the indigenous languages in Costa Rica. 50 living people speak that language, and it's not even a written script. That's the kind of work we do, and that's the deep learning models. That's the core AI work that our team has researched on for years, and that's really the core of what we do. We are able to deal with, we're able to translate, we're able to emulate voices, we're able to do time sync, we're able to preserve every part of the performance. We are data lean, which means that we need very little data to train our models. We work with some of the leading studios, leading educational institutions, and that's what continues to propel us forward.
Could you give us some use cases in India if you've worked on certain?
100%. So, we are, first of all, a global company.
Yeah.
We have customers in the US, we have customers in Europe, customers in MENA region, we have customers in India, actually.
Yeah.
Some of the use cases are, when you talk about entertainment industry in general, right? In studios, or we've done movies in India. We've done drama content in India. We've worked with individual creators like Beer Biceps, right? So we do different genre of content.
If you could put a number to the number of customers you currently have on the platform.
Of course, we have a few hundred for sure. Okay. And I wouldn't want to give you a specific number, because every day we are going tremendously.
Okay.
So
we'll keep it to a few hundred then. What are some of the key challenges in building a business like this, and what are certain things that you need to be very vigilant when you're dealing with AI as a company, as what you're giving to your customers? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
We don't want to do anything to anybody that we wouldn't want done to us, which means what? Privacy, security, respect for the other, everybody else. That's very core to our values. That's very core to what we do at Camb.ai. Our 2 foundational models, Mars and Boli. Mars is a speech emulation model, and Boli is a language translation model. And of course, we have many helper AI models. All of them have been created with this foundation of values.
How does your revenue look like? I mean, is it a profitable business?
Of course, it's a profitable business.
It's a profitable business.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, it's a profitable business. We are a growing business, right? As I said, we are a startup which started about 1.5 years back. Our products are mature, prime time. They're being adopted every passing day.
You recently raised funds, so $4 million, if I'm not wrong.
That's a bit back, yeah.
Yeah. This year only, but.
Yes, this year.
Yeah,
yes.
This year only, yeah. So where have you already where do you plan on deploying that capital? How much has already been deployed?
We continue to deploy our funds in actually making our technology better, more diversified, addressing more use cases. We're going towards not just, as I mentioned, not just VOD, but live streaming and real live communications. We are deploying heavily in market acquisition, and that's what it is. It's all about growing the markets for the product that we have, because we feel that it can make a big impact across the world.
Okay, we have to slip into a short break on that note, but up next, Matrimony.com enters the job search market space with ManyJobs. More on this right after this short break. Welcome back to Startup Street. Now, Matrimony.com has made a foray into the online job search market. The tech firm has launched ManyJobs.com to bring entry-level job seekers and recruiters on the same platform. In an exclusive chat with my colleague Jude Sanith, the company's CEO Murugavel Janakiraman said that the website would target 1 million job seekers and 25,000 recruiters in Tamil Nadu before expanding to other markets and monetize by the first quarter of FY26. Take a look at that conversation.
Mr. Murugavel Janakiraman, great to have you with us here on CNBC-TV18 as always. We're doing this interview at a time when Matrimony.com is making a foray into the job search space. Yeah. I think the first obvious question that comes to mind is, what took you so long? Surely this was a market waiting to be tapped. You have established players like the Naukris and the Monster.coms of the world, and yet you have an established player in the matrimony space now making a foray. The question being, what took you so long and why now perhaps?
So we saw an opportunity in the grey collar job posting. We are not launched yet another job portal. So what is ManyJobs that you are launched is an exclusive job portal for the grey collar workforce, which constitutes almost 45% of the workforce in India. You look at the way that the dynamics are getting changed in India, 20 years ago things are different. The lack of job openings, today is not the case. Today a lot of jobs are available. The challenge is that, matching the exclusive portal to bridge the gap of the grey collar job portal is something where we see an opportunity.
Okay.
Whether obviously Naukri is there, other job portals are there. There are job portal for all the job openings. So we thought there's an opportunity to address the exclusive, the frontline and entry-level job openings. That's why the ManyJobs is attempt to do.
Right. So when you say grey collar jobs, you're specifically referring to frontline jobs, entry-level jobs. Yeah. If you could just elaborate on exactly what kind of demographic you are looking at in terms of job searchers and how this will essentially be a differentiator for you, I would assume.
Yeah. So ManyJobs is an exclusive job portal for fresh, entry-level and the freshers. That's what this attempt to do. So what is that entry level and the frontline job means? Like you're talking to BPOs, customer service, sales, retail jobs, healthcare jobs. That's where we see that a good opportunity. And in our review that the current existing job portal, while that is obviously the very big and all the thing, having the exclusive job portal in a way it's good. So that the people are looking for a first-time job openings or entry-level job opening, they can come to ManyJobs. Again, it's an attempt to get into that space. Again, it's India's first exclusive job portal for the front-level and entry-level jobs and grey collar job portal, the first of this kind. We hope to get to 1 million job seekers in Tamil Nadu and probably get 1 lakh job postings and get probably around some 25,000 companies to sign up in Tamil Nadu before you take it to other market. First, you want to make it successful in Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a pilot of sorts in Tamil Nadu before you take it elsewhere. Yeah. But are you looking at any other markets? Are you assessing opportunities elsewhere as well? What are those assessments bringing you in terms of results?
Yeah, first, we want to make it successful in Tamil Nadu because I told you, so far I've been only matchmaking and wedding services. So first attempt after so many years, almost like 2 decades are once again going beyond matchmaking. We see opportunities. And because I told you there are job openings are there in this category, and also the attrition rates are very high. Today the attrition rate is almost 30 to 40%, and the market like in a southern market, and plus Maharashtra constitutes almost 50% of the grey collar job openings. So that's why there is the massive demand, and that's why the opportunities. And today a lot of people are coming out of the colleges. While there are openings are there, the challenge is that they are not skilled. And as we progress, one thing what we attempt to do is that probably even helping them to get skilled, so that you can also place them into job openings.
Right. When do you hope to make money out of this as another brand under the Matrimony.com umbrella? Yeah. Surely there must be a path to profitability and revenue as well. What is your vision on that front in terms of having this make business interest?
Yeah, I think probably in a couple of quarters down the line, because already getting some good traction in terms of even the employer interest, already candidates are getting placed. Even some other company reach out, say that look, when you're ready for subscription, you'll be happy to go for subscription. The initial traction seemed to be good. Again, it's a 2-yearly, and so I do think we are on the right track. Maybe a couple of quarters down the line, we hope to monetize. Again, want to make it successful in Tamil Nadu before we take it to other markets.
The website is available in Tamil as well as English now. When do you take it to other markets?
So we are hoping to achieve certain critical milestone. Till achieve the critical milestone, you want to stay focused in Tamil Nadu market.
What would those milestones be?
Could be that reaching say possibly 500,000 job seekers, and probably getting around 15,000 companies to sign up, and probably have around maybe 50,000 job posting. Here are some of the internal metrics we are trying to chase. Once you reach that, and also more important that the candidate needs to get placed, because that's important also, because that's the reason we want to get or 500,000 candidates. And also we have to see the internal metrics in terms of how they tracks in terms of the candidates applying for job posting, whether they're getting placed, and also on the employer side you have to see the satisfaction, product need to get better. So there are not one parameter. While there are some metrics I told you and all the things, but we also need to look at other things. And one that's able to get to that kind of threshold in terms of benchmark what you have, then definitely take it to other market. Because take it to other market is it's a more of enabling the language, which is very easy. It's not very difficult for us to take it across India.
And do you have a time set in terms of when you want to achieve these metrics and milestones?
Probably I'm looking at the Q1 of next year. So that's probably a couple of quarters down the line.
Moving on, in some other news, fraud-related cases in UPI, that is Unified Payments Interface, they've risen 85% in the last financial year, that is FY24, and this is according to data provided by the Finance Ministry. Now, the Finance Ministry has told the Parliament today that in FY24, there were more than 13 lakh fraud cases that involved more than 1,000 crore rupees. Now, UPI transactions at the same time also surged by more than 57% in the last year. What does all of this mean, and what is causing this sharp surge in UPI frauds? Shivani Bazaz is tracking that story for us and joins in with more. Shivani.
UPI frauds are rising at an alarming pace, with cases surging 85% in FY23. The Ministry of Finance has revealed in the Parliament that fraud incidents jumped from 7.25 lakh cases in FY23 to 13.42 lakh cases last year, with the value involved nearly doubling from 573 crore rupees to 1,087 crore rupees. This trend continues into FY24-25, which has already seen 6.32 lakh fraud incidents worth 485 crore rupees in just a few months, nearly 50% of the last year's total. On the flip side, UPI usage is soaring. Transactions grew by 57% year-on-year from 8,371 crore in FY23 to 13,113 crore in FY24 and have already crossed 8,566 crore in the current fiscal year. The Finance Ministry says that it's tackling fraud through multiple measures. The RBI is using a central payment fraud information registry powered by AI and machine learning to track and prevent frauds. Security measures such as device binding, two-factor authentication and daily transaction limits are also in place. For citizens, the ministry has introduced reporting tools like the National Cybercrime Portal and the Helpline 1930 along with public awareness campaigns on preventing cybercrime. Additionally, the ministry said that the Sanchar Sathi portal now has a feature called Chakshu to report fraudulent calls and messages. The government insists these steps are critical to securing India's rapidly growing digital payment ecosystem. But with fraud numbers soaring alongside transaction volumes, the challenge of balancing security and accessibility remains significant. Back to you.
Well, Shivani, thanks very much for that. An 85% surge in UPI frauds in FY24. That's a big number. But on that note, we're going to wrap up this edition of Startup Street. Thank you for tuning in, but stay with CNBC-TV18. More news and updates will come up on the other side, so stay with us.